Welcome back to Headlines. I'm Wes Austin, and these are today's top stories. First, we've got an international showdown with Colombia, where its president folded faster than a beach chair at high tide when Trump dropped the tariff hammer. Then, remember those 90,000 new IRS agents that Biden hired to come after everyone? Well, Trump might be sending them to help with the border, because nothing says "do not enter" like a guy in a bulletproof vest yelling, "I'm here for an audit." Next, when President Trump was getting Colombia to take back their citizens who were here illegally, you're not going to believe what AOC's main concern was. After that, the CIA under Trump finally releases information about the origins of a global pandemic. Spoiler alert, none of you are going to be surprised. And finally, Bill Gates says that he was foolish to spend time with Jeffrey Epstein. He would have had better information about Epstein beforehand, but he did all of his research on Bing. Let's dive in. Trump scared Colombia so bad, they soiled themselves and half of Venezuela. On Sunday, the White House confirmed that Colombian President Gustavo Petro had acquiesced to President Trump's terms after Trump threatened to punish the country with tariffs if they refused deportation flights returning Colombian illegal aliens that were in the United States. The White House statement said this: "Based on this agreement, the fully drafted IEEPA tariffs and sanctions will be held in reserve and not signed unless Colombia fails to honor this agreement. The visa sanctions issued by the State Department and enhanced inspections from Customs and Border Protection will remain in effect until the first plane load of Colombian deportees is successfully returned." It's also being reported that the Colombian president even offered his presidential plane to assist in returning migrants to Colombia. Finally, a Colombian aircraft not filled with cocaine. President Trump is mulling over sending IRS agents to help secure the border. Finally, a use for all those calculators with tactical attachments. Under Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, the IRS hired nearly 90,000 agents, and some of the new agents were going to be armed. President Trump suggested that maybe they'd be useful guarding the border.
They hired, or tried to hire, 88,000 new workers to go after you, and we're in the process of developing a plan to either terminate all of them or maybe we'll move them to the border. But these people are allowed to carry guns, so we'll probably move them to the border.
Before you dismiss this, ask yourself, would you cross illegally if the first person you met was an IRS agent with an M4 and a stack of tax forms? The cartels are about to learn what real organized crime looks like. Because nothing says stay out like an audit that lasts longer than your visa. AOC's foreign policy seems to be latte first, ask questions later. In our earlier story, we covered how over the weekend the Colombian president initially refused to accept deportation flights, but he quickly changed his mind after Trump helped him come to his senses. Representative AOC reacted to the feud by posting this on X. To punish Colombia, Trump is about to make every American pay even more for coffee. Remember, we pay the tariffs, not Colombia. The problem was solved almost faster than AOC could hit the post button, but lucky for us, she did, so we have this gem of her priorities. Fun fact, AOC's foreign policy expertise comes from reading the back of a Starbucks menu. AOC was worried about higher coffee prices, because the real tragedy is not being able to enjoy her hand-whisked soy latte while she pretends to care about foreign policy. Great news! The CIA has confirmed what everyone's uncle on Facebook knew in 2020. The new CIA director, John Ratcliffe, recently revealed that the agency's internal assessment, secret until now, was that COVID-19 originated from a lab leak in Wuhan, China. This surprising shift comes as part of an effort to restore transparency and trust in U.S. intelligence.
I had the opportunity on my first day to make public an assessment that actually took place in the Biden administration. So it can't be accused of being political, and it does assess, the CIA has assessed, that the most likely cause of this pandemic that has wrought so much devastation around the world was because of a lab-related incident in Wuhan. And so we'll continue to investigate.
So the trust the science crowd was sitting on this while making us Lysol our groceries. Fauci got a preemptive pardon last week. Coincidence? I think not. It's like they're playing a game of guess who knew what when, and we're all losing. So the CIA knew the lab leak theory was most likely true, but the rest of us were being censored for even suggesting it. I guess the CIA just didn't want to ruin their surprise. Hey, guess what we knew all along? Bill Gates had an epiphany on his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, Jeffrey, in retrospect, I was foolish to spend any time with him. So yes, I think I was quite stupid. You know, I thought it would help me with global health philanthropy. In fact, it failed to do that, and it was just a huge mistake.
Bill thought that he could help with global health. Right. Because if there's one thing Epstein was famous for, it was helping people. Thanks for watching Headlines. I'm Wes Austin. Good night.